So today we are going to do a tier list with the new China gods. Let's just go from left to right. This makes it easy here. Let's start with Fushi. Fushi, I think is really all the China gods are gonna be very good. They're all gonna be near the top, but I don't think Fushi is nearly as good as like someone like Nua. I think Fushi, he's good, but it takes like a lot of skill to pull off. There's a lot of things like you have to kind of think about with Fushi. I personally haven't played enough games, so I'm not sure. Like, I don't. I definitely can't put him on S tier, but I think I can put him in A tier. I think the yin yang mechanic is very interesting. Uh, yeah, he has really good heroes, really good hero techs. Like you look at the hero techs compared Zeus to like Fushi, it's just kind of laughable. Like celestial weapons is such an insanely good tech. It is expensive, but it's so good. And then as well as the Tai Chi, both are amazing techs. I think he's just an overall really good god. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He gets access to the unique Neza hero as well, so that's always gonna be really nice. But yeah, I'll put Fushi in A tier. Okay, moving up, we got Nuwa. So this is a very easy one for me. Nuwa right now is S tier. I think this is kind of like not debatable at all. Like this is basically objective in the current state of the game. Nua is just super good all around god. Can play super defensive, and there's just not really much your opponent can pressure because you have access to the Earth Wall. You have access to an insanely good Kwafu chieftain who's just basically equivalent to like 10 to 15 villagers of any other civ. It's insane how good this unit is. And then there's some toxic gameplay right now where you can abuse like tower rushing and with this tech right here. There's just so many different things you can utilize with Nuwa. Yeah, so Nua, I think I'm gonna have to put an S tier. You have access to Great Flood, you have access to the Fey Beasts. You have so many good god powers, and then on top of that, you just have an insanely good economy. And this is also one of the most like insanely good passives. Foundations automatically constructing is just so good throughout the whole game. Your economy is just so ahead because you don't have to worry about building stuff either. It's really toxic actually with what you can do with this passive. I kind of want them to rework this, maybe nerf the build speed because you can just spam walls everywhere, you can spam towers everywhere without even needing villagers. So I kind of want them to rework this personally, but who knows if they will. Okay, moving on, we got Shennong. Shennong is my personal favorite of the China gods. I don't think I think it's, I don't know if he's the worst. I think it's just between Fushi and Shennong. I personally think I'm going to give Shennong the slight edge over Fushi, just because I think Shennong's late game is so good. If you can get to that late game with Shennong where you get access to like all the insanely good unique techs for the Dao Swordsman, if you go through the Huandi, if you go through Rushou, you get like so many unique techs. You get Gilded Shields, you get Divine Judgment, you get all three of these techs right here, all for your infantry, which is just so good. It's basically like Berserks, but for China is the way I think of it. So he's the only one that has access to both Rushou and Huangdi. So I do think his late game's the best. He also has access to this really good tech, Peach of Immortality, which is really good when paired with the Yinglong. This gives what, 15% more hit points for heroes and myth units. So for the Yinglong, that's actually a huge deal. You get like an extra 400 HP, I think it is. So that's pretty nice. So I really like Shennong a lot. I have a lot of fun playing with him. And your myth units regen health, which is super nice, especially when paired with the Yinglong. You can kind of micro back and forth, keep it alive. And then you get all your farm upgrades immediately. So it's not really the end of the world if you have to farm early. So yeah, I like Shennong a lot. I think he's actually a quite strong god. I do think at times it can be kind of difficult to play. Like the macro in general with Shennong and Fushi are very difficult. But once you can get that down, I think they're really good gods. All right, moving on, we got Zeus. Okay, so this is going to be a common theme as well. I think all the Greeks in general right now are basically unplayable, especially with China in the mix. They're all garbage. Like, I'm sorry, they're trash. I'm gonna be blunt about it. Zeus is a terrible god. They took away everything. He used to be amazing on water. What did they do? They nerfed the Scylla. They nerfed Sarissa. They completely neutered this god. He's dog shit. He's an awful god. Objectively, he's just a bad god. Like when I look at this god, I like see the unique text, Olympian parentage, to like compare to this to Fushi. It's like pathetic. It's pathetic. It's a joke god, garbage god. He used to be good on water, not even good on water anymore. So whatever, it is what it is. Moving on. don't want to talk about this clown god. Hades. Hades, I think, is a little bit better than Zeus, but not by much. I'm putting Hades in D tier as well. Was Zeus. There's not really much to talk about. The same thing with Hades. Hades used to have really good Cyclops. I created the JA special, as some people would call it, with the underworld, the Cyclops, archers, all that stuff. But that's not even that good either anymore because they nerfed the Cyclops. So they also nerfed Tox a little bit. It is what it is. I mean, I don't think Hades is that good. I really like Vault of Erebus. I have a build order for that. If anyone's interested, Vault of Erebus build order where you get it at 210. Pretty strong for Hades. But overall, it's just Greek is just weak. I really do believe Greek is just in not great state right now. They're super underpowered. Like all their heroes are very like weak. Like when you compare it to China heroes and then you compare it to like Greek, it's like wow, why would I ever play Greeks? Like it's just bad, bro. Okay, moving on. We have Poseidon. I think Poseidon is the best of the three. I'll put Poseidon in C tier because I do think on some really, really open maps, Poseidon can be quite good. Um, I might even put him in B tier. It's either B or C tier. I like Poseidon. I actually think Poseidon is playable, especially because Atalanta is quite good. Like it's one of the best heroes for the Greeks in the classical age. And then Hippias can be really good on open maps. So um, I put Poseidon in B tier. This might be a little bit too high, but I like Poseidon. I like playing as Poseidon. I do think there's a lot of bad matchups for Poseidon where he just gets shit on like by so many of these gods. He should lose. He should lose to Loki. He should lose to Gaia. He should lose to Oranos. He should lose to so many gods here. But I mean, he has a couple of good matchups. Like he has a good matchup against Set, decent against Isis, decent against Kronos. So I'll put Poseidon like dead in the middle right here. I'm comfortable with that. I think he's the best of the Greeks currently. Um, Next up, we got Raw. So Raw is still very good. I definitely think he's not nearly as busted as before. The Sphinx got nerfed a little bit. The Monuments got nerfed a little bit. Um, I still think Raw is going to be always really good in the hands of a good player, but I definitely don't think he's nearly as oppressive anymore. I'm going to put him ahead of these China gods, but below Nua. I'm going to put him ahead of Shennong and Fushi. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's just still me being kind of annoyed about all the previous abuse. Maybe it isn't as bad anymore, but I still think Raw is quite good. Okay, moving on, we got Isis. Isis to me is kind of in the same boat as Raw. I put him like put her right here, right next to Raw. I think kind of same idea. Ancestors Eclipse is still can be really oppressive, and then you can kind of do whatever you want on the back end of that, whether it be you go through Osiris or you want to go through the other major god. Um, I don't know, man. I still think Isis is quite good. I think Isis will always be good. Thoth is still very good. Valley of Kings is still very good. Like it's still such an all-around good god. Very versatile. You can many matchups you can use any bites. Still you can use Sphinx. It's just a good god all around. I'll put Isis. I don't know if I should put Isis above Raw. I feel like it's close. I just think to me they go hand in hand. Just slightly different play style. That's the way I think of it. Okay, now we have Set. Set is really not like comparing Set to Isis and Raw is kind of a joke. Like Set is so bad in comparison. He used to be so good in general because the animals were so disgustingly good and so was Thoth, but now they're not nearly as good and I feel like Set has so many bad matchups. I just feel like there's never a reason to pick Set almost going over like Raw or like Isis. I mean, Set will only be good on really, really high on maps, and even then he's not that good. I put Set like I think I have to put Set in D tier as well. I don't think they're as bad as Greeks though. Maybe this is close. I'll put Set in C tier just because I have such a shit taste of Greeks in my mouth. Just they make me angry looking at them. Okay, up next we got Thor. Thor is still really really good. I think Thor will always be. I think Thor will always be quite good. C set C tier. I think Thor will always be really good. Um, the Dwarven Mine is always super good. And those early dwarves are really good. I haven't played enough Thor this patch personally, so I can't really like. He's definitely an A tier minimum. He's definitely A tier minimum. I think he's just like somewhere in here. I think I'll put him like up here with Raw and Isis. I think Thor will always be very very good. Um, yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I have to. There's not much else to really say about this because I don't have much else rather than the previous patch where I played a lot of Thor, but I didn't play many games this patch as Thor. I think they nerfed a couple things. I don't remember I think they'll nerf flaming weapons a little bit, or a couple other. Oh, they nerfed Dwarven gather speed, so that's actually quite big for Thor. But I still think it wasn't big enough where it really impacted him all that much. Yeah, we'll put Thor in A tier. Up next, we got Odin. Odin, I think, received a buff for his regen rate. I still don't think Odin is on the same level as Thor, even close. I think I'll put him in B tier. I think Odin is now in a little bit better spot. I'll put him like kind of middle of the pack. To me, Odin and Poseidon are kind of the same boat in terms of strength. I think they have some decent matchups, but then a lot of bad matchups, and a lot of other gods that are just better than them. So I'm comfortable with putting Odin in B tier. Okay, up next we got Loki. Loki will always be super good. Loki and Thor are still to me like the best Norse gods you can play without even needing to like practice that much. Um, Loki with his insane myth units, insane counter damage, just an insanely good god all around, and has been an amazing god since the beginning of the game. So I think I'll put him in A tier as well. I'll put him like right next to Thor, kind of hand in hand. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Up next, we got Freyr. Freyr is a god that I really shit on Freyr early on when he came out. I put him literally at like the bottom. I don't think he's nearly as bad anymore. Or he never really was that bad. I just think it's such a difficult god to play at such a high level. Rather like comparing that to Thor and Loki, where you can kind of just pick them up and like have pretty quick success with them. That you can't do that with Freyr. Freyr, all the timings are delayed by like 2-3 minutes. Like everything feels so much slower and sluggish. So you have to be super patient and disciplined. Making even like the smallest mistake can just make you lose the game. So Freyr is a difficult god to play, but I do think if you execute him very well, he can be quite good. I still, in my opinion, I can't put him in A tier. Maybe he can go up to A tier with like perfect play, but I think he's at like the top of B tier. That's where I would put him personally. Rock Giants are really good. Nidhogg's are really good, but that's where I'd put him, at top of B tier, just because of how difficult he is to play. I know he can be really good, but he's still such a difficult god to play. Okay, up next is Gaia. Chat, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, man. Gaia is S tier. Gaia is S tier. Both goddess of creation on the earth and goddess of the earth. They're both S tier. This god power right here is still the most disgustingly broken god power in the game. Nua is still better than Gaia, but Gaia is still disgustingly good. They buffed this tech, so now you get better infantry hack armor, and then now you also on top of that you can get the fanatics early in the heroic age, which is insanely good. So the one weakness that Gaia had was against Norse, but now if you go up against Norse, you can get this tech, and then you can mix in fanatics with Arcus and still deal with Norse. Gaia basically has no bad matchups. Gaia can play every single god in this game at a like decent level. Like there's no bad matchups. I really don't think there is. I don't think there is. You probably are still like slightly not favored against Norse, but this tool right here helps a lot. It helps a lot, man. Implode is so good. There's no damage cap. This is still the best god power in the game. Everyone's crying about Great Flood right now, but Implode is better. Implode is literally a better god power, and they're never going to change it. This god power is still broken. You can't outplay it, really. Insanely good god power. I'm putting Gaia in S tier as well, and I don't think they'll ever really change Gaia. They actually buffed Gaia, which just made me want to bash my head in through a wall, and they nerfed Zeus. Funny world we live in, man. Okay, up next we got...
Gaia moves, bro.
Up next, we got Oranos. Oranos, I'm going to put... I think Oranos is the only Atlantean god. I don't know. I respect Oranos players a lot more than I do Gaia players. I think it takes a lot more skill to pull off, even though it's really frustrating. I think with perfect play, he's kind of in a similar boat as like Freyr. Like, if you play perfect, he can be quite good, but the problem is it does take a little bit more skill to utilize the sky passages correctly. If you're not using the sky passages correctly, he's not that good of a god. He's actually quite bad. But if you play like a rat, and especially late game, like if you just abuse the crap out of the sky passages, he can be quite disgusting. I do think they rebuffed. It only costs like 25 wood now. Yeah, 25 wood. It used to be 50 wood for the sky passage, so they actually decreased the cost a little bit, which is quite nice. This is still sky passages are quite dirt cheap. And then Empyrean speed is always going to be amazing tech. I think Oranos is all around great god. Still going to struggle against Norse, but I think Oranos is just very strong all around. I'll put him top of B tier. Then we got Kronos.
I don't make mistakes. I'm not just like the rest of you.
Then we got Kronos. So Kronos is an interesting one. Kronos, I think, is actually really good. He's A tier for me. He's an A tier for me. He's still super strong. He also has access to implode. So I have to, just off of having implode, he's gonna be top because implode is just so disgustingly good still. And he's always going to be annoying with the crush strat where you just set your opponent behind a little bit and then you grab your second town center. Like, that's always going to be good. And then having access to Hyperion, and then on top of that, now you have this tech as well, the Horns of Consecration, getting those extra fanatics. So this will help against Norse as well. I think Kronos is in a really good spot. I think Kronos is quite strong for sure. I still don't like
crybaby Atlantean players don't want to learn how to actually play.
I still don't like this tech right here, Temporal Chaos. I wish they'd rework this. But all around, I think Kronos is quite good. I'm gonna put Kronos. I'll put Kronos. I'll put Kronos next to Thor. I think like that. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, chat. This is my tier list. Thoughts? I like this. I like this tier list. I'm actually quite happy with this tier list. Great tier list.
Shocking.
Thank you, man.
Another Gaia player. The fucking Gaia players all need to suffer.
Yeah, I like this tier list, man.
Gaia's balanced, Gaia's fair and balanced. La la la. I'm not listening. I'm not listening.
Why Shennong not an S tier? Shennong isn't an S tier, man. China's the only S tier China got is Nuwa. Fushi and Shennong can be beaten pretty easily by many gods. I think they can easily lose to Thor, Loki. Like they can still lose. Kronos really shits on China. Yeah. Reset the tier list for Easter egg. Why do you want me to reset it? If you know how to utilize timings, Fushi and Freyr go up to A tier. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Fushi, even Shennong too, like they all take a lot of skill, but I'm incorporating how difficult it is to play gods. Nuwa and Gaia, you get the most bang for your buck. They're so easy to play generally, and they're so fucking good. That's the common theme here. Like they're just both so good with minimal effort. Like sure, some of these other gods might get bumped up a little bit if they're played perfectly, but they're so difficult to play perfectly. You know what I mean? This man just said a god shits on China. You're drunk, bro. Yes, some gods. Kronos does very well into China. Kronos is an amazing god into China right now. Let's check the stats, chat. Let's check the stats. Let's have a little look here. Let's have a little look-see here. 14. Odin's actually doing quite good right now. Wow. This is 1400 up, just the last patch. Let's look at the last two patches. Having a 58% win rate is wild. 55% win rate for... not many players are playing it, though. Play percentage 5.3%. That's such a small round of people. Freyr abusers. The thing is, I can't really look at like win rate anymore because it just really depends on who's playing the god. It doesn't really mean much to me. Puff Gaia, I guess. A good one, bro. There's just not enough people playing Gaia right now, or those Gaia players are just crying in corners. There's only 4% play rate. Doesn't really mean much. All the Gaia players just tank the win rate so that they don't nerf them, even though it's literally such a free win fucking god. But yeah, that's my tier list, chat. All right, chat. Rank my tier list 1 to 10.
Dude, these Gaia moves, bro.
It's a good tier list. I'm proud of it. I think the goal is to have most of the gods in B to A tier. Like I think that's what the goal of the developer should be. If gods are in B to A tier, then like that's fine. Like that's good. But clearly right now there's some gods that are way too fucking weak and then some that are just way too strong. Like what is this? Someone put my fucking face. Is that my face right now? Chat, this is S tier. Easy. Easy. I'll put new SC too. Chris, what do you think of my tier list, man? Oh damn,
I think new was better than you. I think new was S tier.
What do you think of this tier list? What do you
Oh,
think's
the
gonna
actual
happen?
one,
Yeah.
not the JA one, not the
Yeah.
JA patch.
Yeah.
Put your face in the game. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Except
Yeah.
I think you forgot about the fact that I think the favor gather rate of monuments was nerfed. I think a little bit, and the Sphinx move speed was nerfed a bit too.
I think they
So-
nerfed Osiris. So maybe Raw would be a little bit lower. I don't
I
know.
think
I
Raw
haven't,
is
I haven't
lower.
I haven't played enough games, so sure we'll put Raw like there maybe. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I don't know. I just haven't played enough games against Raw to know. I don't know if Raw's still like this is just based on the taste from the last patch, and he was just insanely good. So maybe
Yeah, people use the Lundberg build order to abuse the monuments, where they build all the monuments super early, and
yeah,
then they put down 2 temples, and then they just print Sphinx
yeah,
and harass the shit out of people. That's been nerfed a bit because the Sphinx move speed is worse now.
yeah.
It's still good, but it's not as good. But when you compare that to China in general, I'm sorry, China is just cancer.
Yeah. I don't think
Also
China's
Gaia.
that. I don't think China's that OP, man. I really
I
don't think
really
that.
Nua. I say China.
It's mostly Nua, man.
Nua's cancer and Gaia is cancer.
Shennong and Fushi, I think are good, but they're not game breaking good. They have a couple
No,
really good things.
No, Shennong's cool.
Like the most
except I
toxic
don't know.
thing about Shennong is probably the Fey Beasts. And maybe the Earth Wall, but
Yeah, that's a huge one. The Fey Beast is so powerful, and I actually think Earthwall's pretty good stuff.
I think Fushi has the worst heroic age. I don't know, man. Maybe Fushi like I really don't like his heroic age at all. Like these
That's
are
what I was trying
both
to say, man.
weak heroic age like god powers. He does have really good like techs up here, but I think he's the worst of he's the worst of the China.
He's the worst of the three. He's the
Yeah.
worst of the three, and
I
for the
think so,
simple
too.
reason that listen. Let me give you a direct comparison. Compare Fuchi, his mythic age where he gets Yinglong versus Shennong where his Yinglong regenerates health.
Mhm.
It's like having a Nidhogg that doesn't regenerate health versus having a Nidhogg that does.
Yeah, that's
like,
very
that's a
true.
huge difference.
Well, that's why Fuchi most of the time goes to Great Flood.
Exactly. See, so but what does that mean? It makes you a little more linear.
Yeah.
You know.
That's why I
Negative
really like
Great Flood.
Shennong is that like he can kind of do either. Like he can play it however. And what's really cool about that, instead of doing like the Drought and Great Flood, you can do Drought and then the Blazing Prairie. It's actually quite good still too. So I think there's a lot of potential with Shennong that I really haven't tapped into yet.
Bro, I don't know why this guy's saying Earthwall is not good. I don't get it. I have no idea why he's not saying it. Like, I think Earthwall is pretty good,
Dude, Earthwall's
Mainly-
insanely good. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, I don't. This guy's.
It
this
literally
guy's just,
solidifies your whole base. Like I just like against Gaboo, I never could have done that. Like, I just beat Gaboo. Okay, Gaboo's a very good player. Granted, he doesn't play China much, but if he was playing like any other, if I was playing like any other god, I can't just grab a forward TC like that and not get punished. The reason why I was able to do that is because of the Great Wall. He can't really do anything. I grab a forward town center. I basically hear me say this. Gaboo's 1750 player. He's a good player. This Loki is going to be insane. And the reason I was able to grab a forward town center, put down an earth wall, and just solidify the fort. And that's super good on like Marsh too. That's really, really good on Marsh. Earth walls are free 2 town centers. Exactly.
Yeah, I think he's trolling.
Yeah.
I think he's trolling. It's literally a classical age god power too. So the fact they sang a god
Yeah.
power that gets so early that can
It's
be
a
so
very
powerful in the
good god
late game.
power.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good. These guys don't even play the game.
What do you mean,
What
bro?
the
It's
fuck?
such a good god power.
Literally compare it to like I don't know god powers from other pantheons in classic age. Like I don't know
Like
what you're talking
serpents.
about.
Like serpents is okay. Pestilence is probably one of the worst god powers in the game right now. In the classical, it used to be really good with if it worked on town centers. Like it should work on town centers, man. They shouldn't have nerfed it. Fucking literally all the crybabies just made Greek unplayable. Like anything that good that Greek had, everyone cried about it and it got nerfed. Every single thing. Meanwhile, still things to this day with Norse, Atlantean, Egyptians, there's insanely good things have not been nerfed. It's crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy.
I guess the game's balanced. Yep.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Like Greeks are terrible. Like objectively, they're garbage gods. Trash. Every time I go against them, I'm like, this is a free win. If I lose, I literally just played horrendous. All I have to do is abuse myth units. It's the easiest fucking thing. The easiest thing in the world.
Yep. Perfectly balanced. I love Implode. I love Implode. I love how the game's just not programmed to deal with spawning all these units back, so it just deletes them.
The snakes suck, dude, compared to Earthwall. I don't know what you're trying to say, Safet. Earthwall is so good.
Dude, he's trolling.
Yeah, he is trolling. I don't see you on the fucking... You gotta come into the... Oh, wait, you're in the other one. Chris, go to the other Discord real quick. Let's talk alone for a second. Yeah, what's up, man? I was in another channel.
I fixed it.
Fucking guy. What do you want to do? Shut it down?
Lundberg, what's your thoughts on my tier list?
Nice Rick rule. That was good.
Fucking guy.
Dude,
What do you
I
wanna
did
do?
it to
Shut it
Void
down?
in the stream. He wouldn't click on my links anymore, so I had to make a sound for it. And then I baited him into a call.
Good job.
You serve zero purpose. You
I
should
mean, I
kill
sent you the
yourself
link.
now.
I sent you the link to mine, John, if you want my thoughts on the...
It's clearly just the fucking Rickroll. I can see this.
No, it's
Oh,
not
it's
a
not
Rickroll.
actually.
Like,
Well, it's not. I'm surprised.
Played that much anymore. They yeah. So, insane gold powers.
No, okay, this is I don't know, man. I think you're underrating Nuwa, Lund. Nuwa is better than all those
What?
gods. Nuwa is better than all those gods. There's too many gods in S tier, man. I disagree with this.
Every single god in S tier beats Nuwa.
I don't think so. I don't think so. With proper abuse, I think Nuwa wins.
I think the only thing that's I mean, you have to also account the fact that Nuwa will get nerfed.
Okay,
He's
so
got
you're taking into account that exactly. Well,
Mm-mm.
I'm taking into account
Wrong.
right now. Right now,
No,
Nuwa's
I'm
better than
accounting
all
for
those
right
gods.
now. Right now, the moment I made that tier list, it was when it was like freshly, it was freshly into the new, release, and I still believe it's. I think Nuwa has like 60-40 over them, but still doesn't change the fact that those are all S tier.
I think they're good gods. Like all those are good gods. Like they're not too far off what I put on my list, but I think Nuwa and Gaia to me are on their own tier. Just because of their ease of play. Like compare like Fushi difficulty to play compared to
And
Gaia.
I think
It's not even close.
I think what's it called? Loki and Thor can have a scripted play just like Gaia can.
It's still to
So
me it's
they're
harder. Yeah, I
They're
agree
not
with
far
you.
off in
I agree.
terms of skill.
No, I actually I do agree with you on that. I think Loki and Thor, like I said, like on my own tier list, you can kind of just pick them up and without even playing that many games, still have pretty high success. But I do think that they're just still harder to play, just than Gaia, but not by much. I do think Fuchi's a lot harder to play than all those
I
gods.
think Fuji is the hardest.
Yeah.
I would rate him probably top 3 hardest gods to play.
Yeah, he's difficult. Same thing with Freyr. Like you're putting all these gods on a list based on if they're almost like played perfectly in a way.
But that's what you want to do. You want to put it
To
in
me,
a
okay,
difficult-
sure, you can do it on that way, but I like to make my
Optimally.
list. I like to make my
So-
list based on also how hard the god is to play. Like on average player, not average player, but like let's say if 1400 to like whatever 1900 player, whatever it is, the average player in that boat, like the difficulty of pulling off a
Actually,
certain
it's
god.
easier to describe it like this, John. Let's say there's one god, very hard to play, but super powerful. And then there's another god, very easy to play, but just as powerful as the other god.
Yeah,
The edge goes to the god that's easier and has the power.
exactly.
Right? So
Yeah,
even though the other guy's
that's
playing
if-
his ass off, he has more APM. If the gods are equal in strength, that means that that first god
yeah,
has
that's
much
easier.
more room for error from
Yeah.
that top player.
Yeah.
Whereas that other guy is just, in his reclined gaming
He
chair, with his feet
reclined.
up on the table,
but
and he
if
still
played,
wins.
but if played optimally,
But that doesn't
none of
happen all the
those-
time.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you put them both and let them play optimally,
hmm
none of those gods would lose to Nuwa in the S tier, besides Fuji.
But that,
So
it'll be
Fuchi's
close
busting his
though.
ass off. Fuchi's
Yeah.
busting his ass off just so his army gets imploded. So he's trying to micro his Yinglong just so the implode can.
Lon, you have to
delete
take
half the
into
army.
account too. Even the top players, a lot of times they don't play optimally. Like they still make mistakes. Even the best of the best make mistakes in many games.
Yes,
You know what I
yes,
mean?
but you have to look at a perspective where two players are making minimal mistakes, and if minimal mistakes are made,
Mhm.
those gods will always beat the other gods below them. Now, Gaia beats everything on that list, including Nuwa and Fuji,
Mhm.
except for Freyr
Mhm.
and Thor and Loki. She
Mhm.
should beat every single one of them convincingly.
No, I mean that's why I put Guy at the top in my list
Yeah,
as well.
and Thor and Loki should pretty much do the same with every single god on that list, including China.
I mean,
And this will be
if you look at our list aren't that far off. I just think we like flipped S. Like I think you just have too many gods in S tier. Like I put Thor and Loki top of A tier, and I just didn't. I still think Nua and Guy are at the top
you put
just because how easy
Poseidon
they
in
are.
B tier for
Where'd
some
you
reason.
where'd you put Poseidon?
Poseidon has only 3 good matchups.
I mean, you have him in B tier as well.
Yeah, but you have an extra tier. You have a D tier as well. I don't.
I mean, I could technically put it here, I guess, but he's the bottom of B tier. This really isn't even that far off. I only have 3 gods below Poseidon. You have
put
2.
Oranos in B tier. You put Freyr in B tier. Those are both. Oranos is almost S tier.
Interesting.
Very close to S tier.
I mean, that's the only one I mean, I still feel like he's just not as good as a lot of these other gods, but I don't know. I put him next to Freyr because I think it's a little bit harder to pull off because you have to really abuse this guy passage as well.
Yeah, I mean that just takes some game
Yeah.
to get used to.
Oranos doesn't get implode.
Yeah, that's another
Don't
thing
need
too.
implode.
Implode is
Okay,
just
go-
free win, bro.
You know what you can do? Go to the point where I'm talking about Oranos in the tier list, and you'll see exactly why you don't need implode for Oranos. It should tell you everything you need to know and why it's basically S tier, more or less. If I had to change something, I'd probably shoot down Raw and Isis. By the way,
Yeah, Forest Fire's a lot better now, right?
what?
Isn't Forest Fire a lot better?
Forest Fire?
Yeah.
What?
Or no?
But what?
No, it's still shit.
I thought Forest Fire got
Same
buffed
thing.
recently.
Forest Fire? No.
Chat, I
No,
swear to
still
God,
shit.
Forest Fire got buffed. It's better than before. Doesn't it actually remove the trees now or something? I mean, our two lists really aren't that far off, Lund. I think we just weigh certain things more.
Yo. It's time to. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's not that far. I think your takes are good, like Warcrawl said. Great takes.
Thanks, man.
I support you, brother.
I mean, we are about the same here. I'm just shocked you actually put Zeus ahead of Poseidon. I still would put Poseidon ahead of Zeus. Zeus sucks, man. Just having the immobility of
Because
Hercules.
Zeus is still a threat on hybrid maps, not Poseidon.
Shit, but it's been nerfed significantly though with the solo.
It's been nerfed, but it still has a weight, like still good.
Yeah.
Not OP, but still
I
good.
think Poseidon is better on open maps.
Look, Poseidon should beat the 3 at the bottom there in my list, or yeah, in my list, and it's probably 50-50 with Zeus and Odin, maybe 60-40 depending on map, but everything else you shouldn't really win against.
I feel like Poseidon actually does decent against Kronos. Is that wrong?
Uh, Depends. Have you ever played Recon's Kronos?
No, see that's the thing. Like I feel like I played like decent players. Like I played I think B winning and like a couple other decent Kronoses. But
I think BRB winning is decent, yeah, but there aren't many good Kronos players.
yeah, so it's hard to tell.
I would rate probably Recon as the top Kronos player right now, and I've played him several times in this matchup.
Mhm.
It's very oppressive if they play it correctly, but most of them don't play it correct. They play it like they're on a timer when they're actually not.
Yeah,
They will
yeah,
scale better than you.
yeah. Loki and Thor have consistently been top 5. They're such good gods. I mean,
I
Gaia
hope they
as
get
well.
nerfed.
Gaia has been up here for fucking forever, man. Like the only time Gaia wasn't top 3 god was like very early, like when everyone was just crying like early on, but it's just because people didn't know how to play as Atlantean that much. But then they like buffed like a couple things, and everyone realized, holy shit, Gaia's actually really like OP. And the most toxic shit in the game for the longest time was Poseidon's secret, like being even cheaper than it should have been. That was so stupid. You could literally basically freak on theories. God, that
Come
was
on,
fucking
Spencer.
cancer. That was so cancer.
I am
bro.
I am not biased at all.